Hey guys, what's going on? This is David here, and welcome back to the DS Sports Show, where we talk about soccer, motorsports news, golf news, and football news. Now today, considering it's a Tuesday, we'll be talking about soccer news, and the thing that we'll be talking about the most right now is going to be the 2021 Gold Cup final between Mexico and the USA. And I just want to say this, congratulations to the USA national soccer team for getting a win against Mexico with the B team. And if you guys don't know what the B team is, that's basically saying USA's best players weren't even playing this Gold Cup tournament, and USA was still able to get the win in this tournament, beating Mexico by a score of 1-0. But if you look at the stats, this is another game again that USA should not have won. And Mexico really just didn't take their chances like they should have. USA's goal was actually a very lucky goal, because the foul that led up to the goal, I don't really think it was a foul. So should the USA have gotten the free kick that they eventually scored the goal off of? Not really. But anyway, let's take a look at the USA stats for this game against Mexico in the 2021 Gold Cup final. So, possession, USA had 36.5% possession. So, Mexico had more possession than the USA, so Mexico should have been playing a lot better. Duels won, 41.4, so Mexico beat them in duels won. Aerials won, which is like going for the ball head to head, like you're going for the ball when it's coming down. They had a 42.1% aerials won, so Mexico beat them in that. They had 1 offsides, Mexico had 4 offsides. They have 6 corners, Mexico had 11. They had 14 shots, Mexico had 22. Mexico had 22 shots on target, and they weren't able to convert them because USA had 5 shots on target, and so did Mexico. So 5 shots on target from 22 shots compared to USA's 14 shots and 5 on target. That is not a very good thing for Mexico. Tackles. USA had 17 tackles. Mexico had 23. Tackles won. USA had 58.8% tackles won, and then Mexico had 56.5% tackles won. So looking at that and looking at the final, it was actually kind of an even game. Looking at the stats and then watching the game. I mean, the game went to extra time, and USA won in the second half at extra time. And I just want to say this to any USA national team fans. If you guys had gone to penalties, you guys would not have won. Because that team did not have any experienced players when it came to taking penalties. I think the most experienced player they had when it came to taking penalty was Zardes, and he plays for the MLS and LA Galaxy. So that was the most experienced player with penalties. And then you got the whole Mexico team, which basically plays a lot of football in the Mexican National League, the Liga MX, so they have a lot more great penalty takers than the USA do. But fortunately for Mexico and fortunately for the US, they were able to score that goal, and it just so happens that the guy that scored the goal for the USA team was the guy that plays for my team in Miles Robinson. I just want to say this. Congratulations. I think, if I remember right, that was his 3rd goal he ever scored for the USA national team. And you know what that means for USA national team now? They can move on. They could try and see if they could win the Olympic gold medal in soccer, which is not going to happen because they're not going to be able to beat Brazil or Argentina. But then now they can focus on going on qualifying for the World Cup next year. But when it comes to World Cup qualifying, I don't really think USA will get to the World Cup. I just don't think they're going to finish first. I think Mexico will end up finishing first in the group in the qualifying for the World Cup. USA second, I'm going to say Canada third, and Jamaica get that 4th spot. But also, congratulations to USA, because the last 7 times USA have played Mexico's won 6, USA's won 1. So now it's the last 8 times USA and Mexico have played in the final. USA have won twice, Mexico have won 6 times. So Mexico still has the better USA in the final, but this time USA can say that they beat Mexico with their B team, even though the USA did get lucky with that goal. They did. Because I say again, The foul leading up to the goal was not a foul. It should not have been called, so I don't really know what this referee was doing calling that foul. And Mexico in the last, I think, 5 minutes should have got 2 fouls that were not reviewed. The goal should have been reviewed because if you look at it, Miles Robinson is actually offside. His arm is actually offside. So that goal should not have been allowed. And then when it came to the Mexico, I think, handball, they just never reviewed it. I'm not sure if this tournament does not have VAR. And if it doesn't have VAR, then that's kind of weird because the MLS has VAR. So what if it's taking place in the United States, why not have the VAR system to check this? Because I do think, looking back at that handball that Mexico never got called, that was a handball, and that was inside the box, so Mexico would have gotten a penalty and would have had the chance to tie it 1-1, and we could have had an even more exciting game because it could have gone to penalties, and that's the way it could have been decided. But it ultimately did not go down that way. USA ended up beating Mexico again by a score of 1-0 in the Gold Cup 2021 final, and now, like I said, the USA national team, the Mexico national team, the Canadian national soccer team, and the Jamaican national soccer team are all favorites to qualify for the World Cup in Qatar next year. That'll be taking place in the winter instead of the summer. But that concludes the 2021 Gold Cup tournament, and that concludes that concludes in general the biggest one of the big tournaments for USA when it comes to like what they play in. The next one's going to be next year in the 2022 World Cup. But now, moving on from the 2022 World Cup talk and the Gold Cup talk, we're going to be moving into a club talk. We're going to be talking about Manchester City. Now, Manchester City right now are currently linked with one serious player that they actually want to spend over $100 million for, and that player is Jack Grealish, who currently plays right now for Aston Villa. It has been rumored that Man City want to bid 100 million euros for Jack Grealish, which is a lot of money. And the fact that Jack Grealish barely got any playing time for the England national team during the Euros means that should Jack Grealish really want to do this? Apparently, Man City and Aston Villa have already agreed terms on the 100 million. It's all left up to Jack Grealish and see if Jack Grealish wants to accept the move to Manchester City. And if Jack Grealish does accept the move to Manchester City, Leon Bailey, the guy from Bayer Leverkusen, will be his replacement at Aston Villa, and Aston Villa can use 100 million to like reinforce the team and better the squad to possibly even go for European football, go for a Europa League spot when it comes to the 2021-2022 Premier League season. But if you had to honestly ask me if I think Jack Grealish is going to go to Manchester City, I don't really think so. The reason why I don't really think so is the fact that Jack Grealish wants to play. He's going to be entering his prime very, very soon. So he's going to want to play a lot more. And at Man City, you can't guarantee playing time. If he stays at Aston Villa, he'll guarantee to start because he can play either on the wing or he can play at attacking midfielder. And when it comes to City already have some decent attacking midfielders. They got Phil Foden, one of the best young English center attacking mids on the wing. They got Sterling. They got the guy for Ferran Torres from Spain. So Jack Grealish will probably not even start when it comes to that unless they sell like Sterling or Ferran Torres. So if you honestly ask me like whether I think Jack Grealish should stay or should he go to Man City, I honestly think that Jack Grealish should stay, even though 100 million is a lot of money. Haaland recently said also that he doesn't believe that he should be clubs should be spending that amount of money for him because he doesn't believe like he's worth that much money, and that's a lot of money that clubs are apparently willing to spend. I've heard Chelsea is willing to spend over 150 million for Haaland, so that is a lot of money. Jack Grealish is worth 100 million, but I do not think Jack Grealish will end up going to Manchester City. And speaking about Manchester City, this weekend they'll be playing a game against Leicester City, and it's going to be called the FA Community Shield. Now, Leicester City is the winner of the FA Cup from this past season, and Manchester City are the Premier League champions from this past season. And if you guys do not know, the FA Cup champions play the Premier League champions in the Community Shield, and the winner gets the Community Shield. I think the most Community Shields right now have been won by Arsenal and Manchester United. I think Arsenal's won 4, Manchester United's won 4. So it's going to be not between the two teams that have won the most, but it's going to be between two teams that, well, Man City, continuously play in this because Manchester City have been Premier League champions at least 3 times in the past 5 years. Leicester haven't played this, I think, since 2015 after they won the Premier League season, or is after 2016 when they won the Premier League season. But this time, Leicester City won the FA Cup, so they'll be playing Manchester City. Leicester City have been making signings. They signed Daka. They signed Soumare from Lille. Daka they got from Red Bull Salzburg in the Austrian league. And then Soumare they got from Lille in the French league. So Leicester have been making definitely improvements on their team. They still have most of the team that they have from last season. They still have James Madison. They still have Yuri Tillemans, who's been linked with Liverpool. And then Manchester City haven't really made that many big signings. So Manchester City still has that big team. So looking at this game and looking at the way Man City won the Premier League and that Leicester ended up not making the Champions League, finishing in 5th, you would probably think that Leicester City's going to lose this game. But in my honest prediction, I got to give Leicester to win. And I'm going to predict Leicester to win this Community Shield final between Leicester and Man City by a score of 2-1, with Jamie Vardy getting the ultimate final goal. And they are able to lift the trophy over Pep Guardiola and Manchester City team, who I just want to say is a far better team than Leicester City, because Manchester City has spent so much money on that team, but Leicester's going to end up getting the win. They're going to have the more heart. Jimmy Vardy's going to want to win another trophy with Leicester before he ultimately hands up his boot, which could be at the end of the season or it could be at the end of next season. But he's still going to want to win trophies for Leicester, and he's going to end up winning a trophy for Leicester in this season, and starting off the season right for Leicester as they go looking for Champions League football. They will be beating Manchester City by a score of 2-1 in the FA Community Shield. So, in terms of the DS Sports Show, that is it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I just really wanted to say also, I've actually decided that I don't want to have like a set timer. I just want to talk about some topics like that are like common out there for what's going on right now in the soccer news world. And tomorrow will be motorsports news, and there's big motorsports news that was announced today, but we'll be covering that in tomorrow's video. So make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification so you know my videos go live. But anyway guys, I will see you guys all later. Peace.